Welcome on board the Antares 12 Coupe from Beneteau. This boat deserves 2 videos. So I think I'm going to start by focusing on the livability of this vessel. This is her world premiere, and it's an extension of their best-selling, the Antares 11, but they heard from their customers that they just needed a little bit more space because they're long-term cruisers or they're doing the America's Great Loop. And so let's see what they've done with the Antares 12. So starting with the ability to bring the outside in, this 3-section door slides all the way open. They have this C-shaped seating configuration, but this backrest can fold forward or aft. So if you want, you can sit here, be part of the conversation in the aft cockpit, or if you want everybody to be sitting around the table, you just flip it up and back. And now everybody can sit around the table. This is a high-low table, so you can put an infill cushion and it becomes almost a full-size bed. And another smart touch that they have done, and one that I really appreciate, is the ability to flip this backrest up and back so that you could have a number of people facing forward while you're underway. And behind the seating area is another storage space for glassware and serving plates. The galley is a nicely equipped galley. I like that there's a little bit of a fiddle so that things don't go flying if you come into rough weather. Cooktop, I always love these. Keeps your pots in place when you're underway. And a sink. I always like to see too that they put an infill there because cabin counter space is always at a premium. So I like that they've done that. So in so many boats like this, they don't do the overhead storage because they don't want to obstruct any views. As a liveaboard, I really appreciate all the storage options that they have on this boat. So 2 large storage compartments up above. A pull-out trash that's been well used. There is dedicated glass and or bottle storage. Microwave convection oven. And the dual drawers. So top can be fridge, bottom can be fridge and or freezer. Easy access to all of your air conditioning controls, music, onboard systems, and easy access to your electrical panel over here. And for movie night, the pop-up TV is nestled behind the galley. I like that you can hide it away when you want to just have the views. So another thing that I notice in here is the amount of just ambient light, natural light that we've got coming in. But up above, we do have an electrically opening sunroof. You'll see a crossbar up there, and I'll highlight that in our companion video because you can put some pretty cool stuff up there. On the inside, should you want, you can close up some shades if it's too bright. But if you want to just keep the bugs out, there's also a height. Comfortable captain's chair with a flip-down bolster, and it does move forward and aft. I like the sight lines while I'm standing here at the helm, but one of the biggest things that I really like about this configuration is that I'm right here on my midships plate. I got joystick right here, so this boat I can see single-handing really easily. At the helm, the throttles are easily accessible. I like that there's a phone charger right here. Easy access to the joystick controls, all of the toggle switches right here. Looks like they've only equipped it with 1 Garmin, but it looks like you can add another one here if you'd like. And right there, center line with my compass. Good looking steering wheel. My sight lines are good. I'm 5'5" and I'm sitting upright and I'm kind of looking right at the bottom of the fiberglass here. So our taller friends might have a little bit of an issue with the sight lines. But in the standing position or in the leaning position with the bolster up, I've got great visibility. Before I climbed on board the 12, I actually started on the 11, so I could do kind of a visual in my own head comparison between that one and this one. And one of the big things is a little bit more headroom. So we've got 6 feet 9 inches of headroom in this space. It's a bit beamier, so this whole area feels a little bit bigger, a little bit brighter. But where I really noticed the biggest difference between the two was in the accommodation spaces. So let's go check that out next. And remember, we're on a 42-foot boat. So I see 1 cabin, 2 cabins, and your forward master cabin plus 2 heads. I think Beneteau has done a good job of bringing some of the homey feel into these guest spaces. The portside cabin is currently split out into 2 different berths, but you can slide out an insert, put in a filler cushion, and make this one large sleeping area. All the way to port, there is a hanging locker and additional storage, and you have ensuite access, but there's also a door out in the companionway for a day head. It is a traditional head setup, but it does have a full walk-in shower. Looks like at least 6 foot of headroom in this area as well. The starboard side cabin is a single bed setup. There are cutouts in the walls for storage, and this cabin also has a hanging locker and additional storage. All the way forward in the master, we have an island berth. There are full-side windows on both sides, both with opening port lights. There's a hatch up above for extra ventilation, storage up above, as well as hanging lockers on both sides. And you have the doorway into your own ensuite head. Headroom in the master head is 6 feet 3 inches. It does have its own separate walk-in shower, head, sink, lots of storage. Pretty typical layout, but I like that it has the separate walk-in shower. So that's my walkthrough of the interior liveaboard spaces of the Antares 12 Coupe. Don't forget to check out our companion video where I explore the exterior of the Antares 12 Coupe, as well as go over all of the engine options. I think that they've done a good job of their mission on this boat. You can easily host 2 different friend groups overnight, or have all the space that you need to do the entire Great Loop. The 12 does really exemplify that life is better on a boat.